Welcome to Questions and Quizzes. The Book of Revelation, 7 Scary Death Seals by God. Verses 21 to 22 says, "For then there will be great distress, unequaled from the beginning of the world until now, and never to be equaled again. If those days had not been cut short, no one would survive." Let us start our narrative with the introduction of the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. On seeing them, in the vision of John, you may wonder why those horses have varying colors. There are 4 colors: white, red, black, ashen. And into their hands are tools and weapons they carry. The color of each horse and the tool and weapons each one carries have a deeper meaning behind them. As we will unravel them one by one, these 4 horsemen marks the beginning of a series of divine judgments that will unfold upon humankind, unleashing unimaginable events upon the earth that will shake the very foundation of human life. The first seal, white horse, conquest and false peace. The rider on this horse wears a crown and holding a bow. Some mistakenly says that this is Jesus Christ, for he wears a white robe and riding on a white horse. The white horse might suggest a semblance of peace or righteousness, but it is a deceptive peace. Nations willingly surrender to his authority, believing he will bring stability and peace. On the contrary, under his rule, widespread military conquests begins, and wars break out loose across the globe. The world realizes too late that the peace they embraced was a facade, leading to widespread fear and submission to a tyrannical force. The second seal, red horse, war and bloodshed. The second seal reveals a rider on a fiery red horse, holding a sword in his hand. This rider is granted the power to take peace out from the earth, leading to widespread violence and conflict. With the second seal opened, nations of the world are consumed by chaos as nation turn against nation. Long-standing alliances crumble, and civil wars erupt within countries. Streets are filled with violence, and homes are torn apart as brother turns against brother. The third seal, black horse, famine and economic collapse. The third seal unveils a rider on a black horse, holding a pair of scales in his hand. This symbolizes famine and economic hardship. The scales represent the weighing of food, and basic staples like wheat and barley will be sold at exorbitant prices, while luxury items like oil and wine remain relatively unaffected. Imagine walking through a marketplace where food is scarce, and what little is available costs more than most can afford. Families line up for hours just to buy a small portion of bread, their faces gaunt from hunger. The rich continue to feast, unaffected by the crisis, while the poor suffer in desperation. The global economy collapses as resources dwindle, and society fractures along lines of wealth and access to food. The world teeters on the brink of starvation, with no relief in sight. The pale horse, death and Hades. The fourth seal reveals a rider on a pale or ashen horse, whose name is Death, followed by Hades. This rider is given authority over a quarter of the earth, bringing death through sword, famine, plague, and wild beasts. Pale color symbolizes the pallor of death. Cities lie in ruins. Bodies litter the streets, and the air is thick with the stench of decay. Diseases spread unchecked, wiping out communities within days. Survivors are left to fend off not only the plague, but also wild animals that have become emboldened by the collapse of human society. Death claims 1 in 4 people, leaving a trail of destruction and despair. Fear grips the hearts of those who remain, as they wonder who will be next to The fifth seal, the souls under the altar. Martyrs cry for justice. The fifth seal shifts focus to heaven, where the souls of martyrs who have been slain for their faith are seen under the altar. They cry out to God, asking how long it will be before their blood is avenged. They are given white robes and told to wait a little longer until the number of their fellow martyrs is complete. Countless souls are gathered, their white robes a testament to their faithfulness even unto death. These are the martyrs, those who have suffered persecution, torture, and execution for their unwavering belief in God. They cry out, not in bitterness, but in a longing for justice. Their voices resonate through the heavens, a poignant reminder of the cost of discipleship. God hears their plea and assures them that justice will come. But first, more will join their ranks. The anticipation of God's righteous judgment hangs heavy in the air. Sixth seal, cataclysmic cosmic disturbances. As the number of seals are open, the severity of the judgment intensifies, leading to greater suffering and chaos. As described in the verse, there will be massive earthquake that will shake the entire globe, causing mountains to crumble and islands to disappear into the sea. Moreover, the sun will turn black, casting an eerie darkness over the earth. The moon will become blood red, and stars will fall from the sky like figs shaken from a tree by a strong wind. Even the heavens themselves are rolled up like a scroll, and the very foundations of the earth shaken and trembled into fear. People of all ranks, kings, generals, the rich, the poor, flee in terror, seeking refuge in caves and mountains, crying out for the rocks to fall on them and hide them from the wrath of the Lamb. Please remember that these events are not random occurrence, but rather a direct result of God's wrath against a sinful world. What you just viewed are only the 6th seals. 7th is yet come, and there are 14 left more. The 7 trumpets are yet sound, and the 7 bowls are yet to be poured out. 7th seal, silence in the 7 trumpets. Revelation 8 verse 1. When he opened the 7th seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. What does this silence mean? The silence signifies the awe and gravity of the next impending judgments, marking a transition from the seal judgments to the trumpet judgment that will follow. The opening of the 7th seal leads directly to the introduction of the 7 trumpets, which bring a new wave of divine judgments upon the earth. These trumpets will unleash even more catastrophic events, further demonstrating God's wrath and the unfolding of his plan for the end time. The 7th seal, therefore, is both an end to the previous judgments and a prelude to the new judgments, connecting the seals to the next phase of Revelation's prophetic vision. The message is clear. Seals is both a stern warning for the wicked and a radiance of hope for the faithful. This concludes our Bible exposition about the seals. I hope that this video may somewhat help to open the hearts of many. These are words from God sent to us through prophetic visions. Surrender ourselves to Jesus Christ, for he is only our refuge and redeemer. Questions and quizzes at Oldie Granny. Thanks for watching. Questions and quizzes at Oldie Granny. Thanks for watching at Oldie Granny. Don't forget to hit the bell and like button.